Hey beautiful people, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Gifty. If today is your first time, thank you so much for clicking. To my old supporters, you guys, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much for supporting me. So today, from the topic, you already know what we are about to talk. Today I'm here to share with you some tips you will need to manage your pharmacy. So let's just roll into the video. From my last pharmacy video I made, I was giving you guys tips on how to set your retail pharmacy, your retail wholesale pharmacy, and your wholesale pharmacy. Today, you've already brought a pharmacy into existence and we are going to manage it together. So there are three major places that you should manage in every pharmacy. You have to manage the client, you have to manage your staff, and you have to manage your medicines. I'm going to take each one of them so that we break it down and know what we should do about each one of them. The first one I would like to talk about is how to manage your staff. The staffs are going to be pharmacy technicians or pharmacy technologists, medicine counter assistants, or your colleague pharmacists, or people that have idea about pharmacy practice. It can be a chemist, it can be a medicinal chemist. You have to remunerate them well. Yes, every organization, if you want your people to work well, you have to pay them well. For pharmacists, there is a scale which we use in calculating our salaries. If a person works for an hour, the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana has a recommended pay. You have to pay for an hour. So you make the calculation and pay for the month or number of weeks that the person is working. For the other people too that do not have a particular amount or per hour or per week or per month, you have to sit down with the person, talk about it, then you strategize how best you can pay the person for the person to work well. Sincerely, places where I have worked that the remuneration is good, the people work wholeheartedly, they work without thinking twice about it. People can offer to work from morning to evening without complaining if the salary is good or if the income is good. So since they are working hard for you, for your pharmacy to also be well established, you have to also pay them well so that they will do it and do it well. The second thing I'll have to talk about is paying their social security. Yes, it's very important. Most proprietors or directors don't pay social security for their staff. It's not good, and if SNET finds you, you pay a fine and still pay it. So why not just pay it and be free? Okay, so it's also one point that you have to take note of. The third one you also have to take note of about your staff is motivational packages. Packages such as you having a small envelope for them when it's a holiday, sometimes weekends, other times seasonal periods where they have to work overtime or they have to cover for people's shifts so that the others can celebrate the festive season. You have to have motivational packages for them. It helps them, it gives them some kind of energy, it makes them work extra than what they would usually do. Okay, the fourth and final thing on my list is having in-service training for them. So when it comes to drug, every time there is a new product on the market, and every time people do research about old medicines too, so you have to have in-service training, or you have to train your staff about the usage of new and old medications, how they should give the medications out to people when they come complaining, or which kind of medication to be given to which kind of conditions. You get it. And you must make sure that you train them appropriately. You make sure they understand what you are telling them. Invite guests to come and talk to them. You can invite other pharmacists, other practice medicinal chemists, people that have worked with drugs a lot. You can get pharmacists who are consultants, who are specialists. They can train your staff for you. After managing your staff, which was the first on my list, you have to manage your medicines. Yes, pharmacy is basically drugs. So if you are doing the job of drugs, you have to manage your drugs. Okay, Number one, you need a system in place to check your drugs. It makes it easier. There is one app called LIMS. There are other applications I've seen. I'll leave some of the names of the apps on the screen so that you take note of them. They help you manage your stock, manage your quantities, manage your expiries. You know, the ones that are moving faster. Instead of writing, there is no need keeping a book writing here and there. Wherever you are, at the comfort of your home, you can check yourself as a director or as a proprietor, as a pharmacist who has the pharmacy. So you need a system in place, and it will do all that. The second on my list is you need a source of reference for your medications. Source of referencing being the standard treatment guideline in Ghana, which is the basic source of reference you should have at your pharmacy in Ghana. You need the British National Formulary. You also need sources of reference like Medscape and some whole other sources of references. I'll leave some of the names on the screen as well so that you get to know what I'm talking about. You also have to take in consideration the kind of season and the kind of conditions that are presented at a particular season. Every season has a whole lot of conditions it brings, especially something like Harmattan, the dry season. It presents with lots of respiratory tract infections, so you know the kind of medications to stock for your pharmacy. Then something like the rainy season, you know that rainy seasons are associated with malaria, and since Ghana is a malaria endemic zone, you know the kind of anti-malarials to stock. You know the particular strain of Plasmodium that affects many Ghanaians. You know the kind of antibiotic, antihelmintics, and a whole lot of drugs. You know the ones you have to keep for your pharmacy. The next and final thing I think you have to take into consideration about your medicines, it's also your sources of medicine. You have to take particular notes at medications. There are some medications that come very similar. I saw something on Primolut. There was one Primolut which was the German original Vita brand, and I saw one which had some Arabic inscriptions on it. You couldn't actually differentiate between the other one and the generic one which had the Arabic inscriptions on it unless you turn it and read. So you have to take particular notes at medications. When you see something like Zenat is the innovator brand for cefuroxime by GlaxoSmithKline. And when you take, there are other companies too that make the same cefuroxime but in different brands. So you have to know the particular one that you should stock. You know the kind of people that lives in the area where your pharmacy is located. You know these people, whether they like more generic brands or people tend to go in for the innovator ones. Each of them brings different income, so you have to know so that you won't stock them at the pharmacy and they will end up expiring. You have to know the particular kind of medications your people would like around where your pharmacy is located. Last and final on my list is managing your clients. Clients are the central part of the whole business, sincerely. If you don't satisfy your clients, I don't know what you are keeping the business for. So you must satisfy your clients. Different clients have different needs, so you must make sure you satisfy each and everyone's need. Yes, people come in with different complaints, and you should know that your clients are your patients. So checking up on them regularly, it's a good thing you must do if you want your sales to be good. If you want a good communication between your pharmacist, the other supporting staff, and the client, you have to make sure you check up on your clients all the time. You must make sure the communication between yourself, the pharmacist, the client, there should be a good communication between both of you. And once a while, you can also organize some retreats, or you can organize some health work. You can organize small programs in the community that will help people know your pharmacy more. And I've already made mention that clients are the central parts of the business, so you must take good care of your clients. You must make sure everything they need is available. Even when you don't have it, there is a way you communicate to people that makes them understand that you get it for them anytime. So this brings me to the end of this video. You guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. If there's anything you don't understand or you like to know more about, just give me a DM on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger and I'll explain more. Leave a comment, like this video, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.